Happy Monday, legends. Nice to see you guys all again. It's Meal Prep Monday. So we are back in the kitchen. Pop in, swipe in, let me know that you're here and say, how's it? Let me know how your weekend was. Hopefully you're getting the week off to a good start. A lot of us are starting a challenge today. So we're doing some meal prep. Hopefully your head is in the game. You're getting things off to a good start. Hopefully a couple of my guys are in here doing the new Nutrition Foundations challenge. I've signed up for Jono's Go for Gold. So things are off to a good start. We've got a solid month. Winter's not an excuse, but winter often has us wanting something a little comforty. And in the little ad that I posted about today's session, I said that some things like toast like to creep in, because this recipe I'm putting together now can be used as a spread, but it can also be used as a sauce, which is quite nice. There are a few different options for it. It's a nice, healthy cheese spread, cheese sauce, depending how much liquid you add to it, and you can use it in a number of different ways. As a spread for some toast, or you can do some slightly guilt-free versions of things like some nachos, or pop it into your mac and cheese or something like that. Because what we're doing here is we're getting some veg into our cheese sauce. It's still the cheese flavor, but we're just getting a slightly better version of it. So lower calorie, lower fat, we don't have as much cheese in there, but we're trying to find a way to sneak in some veg as well. So this is also super for the kids. So have a crack at it, see if the kids will have a go. And it's a nice way to get some extra veg in. So adults, we also sometimes need to hide some veg and some things. This is one way, but I'm sure your kids will love you for it as well. It'll taste good. So let me know who's all here. Nicole is here. Happy Monday to you as well. Karen Shacks says good afternoon to everyone. Chessa Lowe, good afternoon to you. Lisa O'Shea, yes, afternoon you mean. Snuck in there, half an hour. So it is a good afternoon. Caitlin and Derbs, how's it going? Nice to have you here. So we are doing a cheese spread, and the ingredients you can see just next to me over here. I'll run through them in a second. You can see most of what you can see is a whole bunch of veg, which is epic. So I'll go through those in a minute, and I'm also going to give you a vegan alternative to this. So I actually have done a little batch over the last sort of 20 minutes, which you can see over there in the background. It's already done, and that's a vegan option for a cheese sauce, cheese spread. So I'll run you through what goes into there. But at the heart of it, we've got a nice, good veg base, and we're getting some flavor in, which is great. Caitlin here without a whiskey for a change, only because maybe it's not 1 o'clock yet. I don't know. But nice of you to be keeping it dry until at least lunchtime on a Monday. Christina, how's it going? Leanne Taylor, good afternoon. Candice is here. Pat Governor is here. Lovely. All right. So it's going to be fairly quick and easy because I've done the batch there. We don't have to wait for this to all boil. I'll show you kind of what's going on. And then I'll let this batch boil away. And all it's going to do after that is go into a blender. So we don't have to hang around for that. I'll show you what the end product looks like. And then you guys can all crack on with your afternoon with a new recipe in the bank. All right. So over this side, Zita's here for the cheese. So that's obviously what's going into this. And yes, there is a vegan one, Chessa, so you're going to love that. Let me show you what we've got. We've got 2 sort of medium carrots that are nice and chopped up there. So a lot of the color is going to come from that. We're also we can throw another trick in there to get the color in. But I've got 2 carrots. They cut, I mean, it's not too important because they're going to go into the blend and get all blended up. But you can see they're fairly small, mainly just because the smaller they are, the quicker they're going to cook. So it'll save you a bit of time. So 2 carrots that are chopped. Then about 2 cups of what I've got here is cauliflower. So it's about half a head of cauliflower, which makes about 2 cups, also just chopped. Now, you can also do this with potatoes. So the vegan option I did over there is actually potatoes. It gives you a slightly creamier version. And it's also a bit more energy. So for the kids, that's great because we don't need to be keeping their energy down. So it's a nice option to get that in. You still get the value of some potato in there, which is fantastic. But you've got two ways to go about this. You can either get a little bit of carbs from your potato, slightly creamier version, or you can use cauliflower and you get a lower energy version. So base it on your goals. Either way, you can go. Both of them same size. You'll get about 2 cups. If you're doing potatoes, just chop them up and make them look like this as well. All right. Then I've got half a white or yellow onion. Caitlin, it's a regular potato, but you could use sweet potato as well. You'll just get us again slightly smoother on the regular potato, but either one will work. Then we've got half chopped onion, and we've got 2 cloves of garlic. So if you were with me on Friday, I spoke a little bit about beating winter with some good nutrition. And some of the things I said we should try and focus on through winter, getting in our whites, our onion and our garlic, good for the immune system. So we're doing it right here. Nice little support of your immune function from garlic and onion. So they're going into the recipe, which is great. 2 cloves of that. All right, then obviously for the non-vegan version, I've got 100 grams of grated cheese. So it looks like quite a lot, but it's not because it's grated, so it goes a long way. But what you can do here is use less cheese by getting the stronger version. So this is a nice mature cheddar, which means you're going to get lots of flavor without having to use a hell of a lot of it. So 100 grams here, which isn't much, considering this is going to make about 2 cups worth. What did I get there? Maybe 2-3 cups worth at the end of the day. All right, so 100 grams of nice sharp cheddar. If you've got like some Parmesan in the fridge and you want to pop that in as well, that's great because it's a nice strong cheese as well. Loads of flavor without having to use a lot of it. All right, then the liquid, you can use any milk. All right, I'm using almond milk. Again, just to keep the energy down slightly. You can also just use water if you want to, or you can use regular milk. So if you want a little bit more, maybe protein in there, you can use some regular milk. We're going to use half a cup of that, but you can play around with how much you add based on whether you want it to be like a spread or a sauce. So once that goes into the blender, just decide how much liquid you want. Almond milk, oat milk, normal milk, water, any liquid will be fine. Okay, so that's that. The spice mix, I've got 3 different things here. To be honest, having done that one and using garlic and then garlic powder, I probably won't do that again. A little bit garlicky. I maybe got the balance slightly wrong. So the light spice in here is garlic powder. If you don't do the fresh garlic, use garlic powder. I'm not going to pop it into this cheesy one. I'm going to use the fresh garlic instead. But see how you feel about that. If you want to get it bright yellow, and it might help with the kids. And again, Friday we spoke about turmeric. That bright yellow spice there is the turmeric. You won't really taste it because it's half a teaspoon of each of these. So it's not going to give it too much of a flavor, but it's going to make it nice and yellow. So if you want really yellow looking spread, cool. Or if the kids are really going to like it because it's yellow, put that turmeric in there. And then the other half a teaspoon is paprika. Okay, so I'd say paprika, pretty much put it in everything. However you want to do this. The turmeric, if you want it yellow, put it in. And the garlic, if you're not using fresh garlic, you can use garlic powder. And it's half a teaspoon of any of those that you want. Then we'll just season it with salt, right at the end, just based on how it's tasting. Okay, and that'll kind of be it. So I'll get to the cooking of it in a second. If you want to do the vegan version, obviously you're going to drop the cheese. What I did with that is we've got half a cup of cashew nuts, all right? And I have about half a cup of nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is great. Nice big whack of B vitamins. Predominantly protein and fiber is all that's in here, but it gives you a cheesy flavor. It's sort of like the umami flavor you get from nutritional yeast. So it's sort of the vegan alternative to using something like Parmesan, because you get loads of flavor, which is great. But there's no fat in here, so it's protein and fiber, so it's super. And that's going to give you the cheesiness. And the cashew nuts will give you a little bit more protein, a little bit of fat in there, and just help kind of bring it all together. Okay, so that the only step that's different is right at the end. Instead of adding cheese, we add those 2 guys, and then you've got a nice vegan cheese spread. All right, so super simple. All you're going to do, all of that veg, so 2 medium carrots, 2 cups of cauliflower or potato if you want it, half a chopped onion and 2 cloves of garlic are going to go into a pot on the stove. Get it all in there. So that's just all in there. And then we want to cover it with water. Just so it covers all of the veg. You'll see in there, on that one. Nice and simple. It's all just floating in there, so we haven't had to fry anything off. And we're going to stick that on the heat. Put the lid on so it comes to boil quickly. And you're just going to cook that until it's kind of ready to mush. So it's going to take 15 to 20 minutes. If you're using potato, it might cook a little bit longer than the cauliflower. But after about 15 to 20 minutes, it's going to be nice and soft. And then it's going to go into the blender. All right. When it's at that stage, so when it's nice and soft and ready to go into the blender, you're going to add your liquid. So like I said, I used some almond milk. So half a cup of that. All right, but you can use water, you can use regular milk or any kind of milk. So all of your veg in with that. You're going to pop your cheese in, which is 100 grams, and your spice mix. Okay, and then you're just going to blend it. Another reason I didn't want to do it now is you're going to blend it for about 2 minutes. Just leave that blender on, let it go until it gets nice and smooth, and then that's done. You can use it straight away hot if you want to use it for something hot. So onto the mac and cheese or the pasta that you're doing for the kids. If you want to do it that way, great. Or you let it cool and it's going to thicken. Okay. Season it, taste it with salt and kind of see how it's going. If you want to do the vegan version, so as soon as the veg is soft, turn it off the heat and pour in your cashew nuts and just let them sit there for a couple of minutes while you chill out. And you're just going to let them soak a bit. So once they've soaked, they're going to be softer and a little bit easier to blend, which would be great. And then you pour in all of your nutritional yeast, and it's done. So this is what it'll look like. So this is without the turmeric, which is why it's not as yellow. But if you wanted it to be bright yellow, that's what it'd be. So let me get a scoop of it. You can see it over here. And nice sort of gloopy consistency like that. So it's lovely cheese saucy. If you stick that in the fridge, it's then going to harden a little bit more into a spread. But it'll obviously, yeah. So it's great. So that nutritional yeast gives it that cheesiness. Little garlic hanging around there, which is great. The allspices are in there, and it's great. So that's the vegan version of it, which looks super. Let me pour it into a little bowl. And look. So this is our lovely cheese sauce / spread. Brilliant. Cool. As simple as that. So the non-vegan version is going to boil there behind me for about 15 minutes. Once it's soft, going to drain it out, get all the water out. The cheese will go in, the spice mix will go in, and whatever liquid you want, and it's just going to blend away for 2 minutes. So it's going to be pungent because you're going to have that cheese flavor, which is great. But we've got loads of veg into there. So it's a nice way, like I said, hide a bit of veg in, get a little bit more flavor from it as well. You get a little bit more fiber from it, so it's going to help keep it fuller, but it's lower in energy, which is fantastic. So use it for a couple of things. If you want to spread it over some toast as your kind of fat portion, you can do that. And you can be a little bit more liberal because in the full whack of this, we've used 100 grams of cheese only. So the total size that you end up getting is going to give you 3 fat portions. So essentially, you could use a third of that total volume if you just wanted 1 fat portion on our portion plans. And similarly, it's about 100 grams of cashews. So it's about the same. You're also going to get 1 portion of fat if you're doing the vegan version. So you get much more bulk, but you're getting some veg in there. So stick it onto a baked potato, stick it onto some nachos. Use it as a spread on your wrap or your toast or anything like that. you have a nice, lovely cheese spread / cheese sauce. And we'll hopefully set you up for something that's a little more comforting over winter, and a little bit better than some of the other things that we get. No, Alrita, so I strained it. So blending the water, you boiled it into, no. So strained it, got rid of the water that it boiled in, and then just added the right amount of liquid back to it to decide what sort of consistency you want. So I didn't mention that, but we strained it after it was all boiled. Okay. What would be the protein if you have it on toast? So you just need to add a protein to it. So you could use pop it on there with an egg if you want, some mince, and you've got a little cheese topping on that, which would be great. So there's no protein in that unless you changed your choice of cheese and you used like a low-fat mozzarella or something. You wouldn't get the flavor, but we're using it here as a fat sauce. So you just need to choose the protein that you want to go kind of with it. Okay, so yes, so cheese is the fat, not the protein. Yeah, you like the mince choice, Caitlin. That's lovely. Little cold mince in the morning with cheese on it is perfect. So this will work fantastically. Chess are going to try it on your 1.5 days this weekend. You don't have to use the other thing. You can do it any day because it's your source of fat in a meal. But not only is it that, it's also giving you some veg and some fiber. It means you've got a nice guilt-free way of adding it into every day. So make a batch of it. It'll last in the fridge for about 4 days. So you can use it a couple times. So make a little batch of it. It'll get you through like the rest of the week. Put it onto the kids' meals while you're prepping something at night or whatever. And it's a nice way to get a little bit of veg and flavor into there. Cool. Yes, you need the cheese flavor. No, crudités or chip dip. Yeah, crudités would be lekker. So you've got a nice better option here for a dip, a nice cheese dip. You could also, if you wanted to thin it out, now you want to make a dip with it, maybe mix it with a little bit of yogurt, and then like Caitlin was asking about a protein source, you've now got like a yogurt-based cheese dip, and it'll just be a lot thinner and easier to dip. So if you wanted to get a bit of protein, then you could do it that way. But some crudités with your veg would be fantastic. All right. The chip dip, obviously, we keep that for the weekend, the 1.5 days. All right, guys. Hopefully that's given you an idea of something to do over winter. You can spread it, you can top it, you can dip it, and you've got a lacquer flavor that's a little bit better for you, better for the kids, and nice and balanced. All right, give it a crack. Let me know how it turns out. Look forward to seeing what you top it on and how you use it. I'm sure Caitlin's going to come up with a great little breakfast option there. Karen, yummy indeed. The captain's in the house. Jono says it's delish. Yeah, everyone's typing is off whack today. Don't worry, we've all got fat fingers. It's Monday. It's okay. The list, it is indeed. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Monday. Get the week off to a good start. Do a little bit of prep. These kinds of things, make sure you're creating an environment. The fridge is packed, and whatever is going to help you achieve your goals is there on hand. All right. Wednesday, we're doing a lovely little Thai green curry, so come join me. We've got Jeff Cook here with me, and Gria's been missing everyone, so she's back in the kitchen with me on Wednesday. A nice, quick, easy way to beat something that we normally just get from takeout. Green curry. It doesn't come out of a packet either or a jar. You make your own sauce. How lucky is that? So come and join me, and you can do chicken, fish, tofu, any option. We're going to do that on Wednesday. And then on Friday, we're talking about the myths around soy as a vegetable-based protein. So, nice busy week. Hopefully you guys are off to a good start. Get stuck into your challenges, one-on-one clients. Keep going, guys. If you're on neither, just keep doing what you're doing. And I'll catch up with you guys all soon. So have a fabulous one. Until then, cheers.